Hi, everybody. Pastor Paul here again, and I want to continue telling the story I started talking about with you last time we got together. It's a couple of weeks ago. It was a story about Joseph. You might remember Joseph. He was the little boy whose dad loved him more than the rest of his brothers and gave him the special coat, and his brothers got so mad they wound up selling him into slavery, sold him so that he had to live and work with somebody else and not get paid for the rest of his life. Well, the brothers wanted Joseph not to be happy at all anymore. They wanted him out of their lives. And they thought that with selling him to slavery, he was just done. He was over with. But God still looked out for Joseph. And the rest of the story continues right here. Joseph slaved and worked so hard for Captain Potiphar, the Pharaoh's guard, but God was with him. Potiphar could tell, for Joseph's work turned out so well. God made sure everything he did worked out fine. Now, after quite some time went by, Potiphar's wife told a great big lie. That slave you bought is up to no good. He'd try to hurt me if he could. So off to prison Joseph went, although he knew he was innocent. Isn't that awful? Bad things just keep happening to Joseph. And there he is in prison. Joseph wondered, does God care? But even in prison, God was there. When two of the prisoners had some dreams, Joseph said, here's what this means. God helped Joseph on that day to know exactly what to say. Then King Pharaoh had a dream that made him wonder what could it mean. His servant said, I know of a man, and he can tell you if anyone can. When Joseph came before the king, he said, my God knows everything. Tell me all about your dream, and God will tell me what it means. And the dream he tells is kind of strange. Listen. I dreamed, said the king, of 14 cows, and though I cannot tell you how, 7 fat cows were swallowed up whole by 7 thin cows, who are out of control. But the curious thing about the matter was that none of the cows got any fatter. Can you imagine skinny cows swallowing up fat cows? Strange dreams. But Joseph had an answer. Then Joseph said, here's what it means. God is warning you through your dreams. For 7 years you'll have good crops, but after that the rain will stop. So find a man to be in command and put him in charge of your whole majesty's land. The Pharaoh was glad to hear this plan, and he quickly said, you'll be the man. He put him in charge of everything and made him ruler next to the king. So God got him not only out of prison, but God made him one of the most powerful men in the world. And there did come a time when the rain stopped and famine hit everybody, including Joseph's brothers way back up in Israel. And so after the famine, they had to go get help. So they went to Egypt where they knew there was grain. And lo and behold, look what happened. Joseph saw his brothers, and he recognized them right away, but they didn't recognize him. And Joseph knew he had the chance then to get his revenge against them. But that's not what happened. Joseph tested them to see whether they were more honest, and they passed the test. And so then Joseph revealed himself. He said, look, it's me, your brother Joseph. And all his brothers thought, uh-oh, we're in trouble. He's going to try to get us back. But this is what happened. When the brothers saw Joseph, they tore their clothes. They fell down before him and said, God knows all that we didn't steal and we didn't lie. But we're being punished and we think we know why. We should have listened when Joseph cried. God saw our sin, though we tried to hide. Finally, Joseph could stand it no more. He sent out the servants and closed every door. Then he burst into tears and he said, I'm the one. I'm the brother you sold. But it wasn't much fun. But don't be afraid. God planned it that way. He knew I could keep my family someday. Joseph's family lived far away, but all of them traveled to Egypt to stay. When Jacob saw his long-lost boy, he hugged him and kissed him and cried for joy. It was amazing after what his brothers did to him, that Joseph still loved them. And when he could have punished them, he didn't. Instead, he said, your whole family can come and stay here in Egypt. Everybody will save. Everybody will be okay. He forgave his brothers. And that's an important lesson for us to remember all the time. Jesus said we're supposed to give each other as many times as we have to, because it's more important to be brothers and sisters to one another, to be friends with one another, and to look out for each other than to get revenge and get our way all the time. I hope you remember that too, and you always remember that God forgives you when you do wrong things, and you can forgive others even when they do terrible things to you. Let's say a prayer together. Holy Jesus, we thank you that you do forgive us when we make mistakes and when we do what's wrong. Help us to do that to other people, to forgive them when they do the wrong thing to us, and to love other people just as much as you love us. Amen. Well, it's a pleasure talking with you again. God bless you, and I'll see you again next time.